welcome to another episode of Good Cam Hunting. Today I'm doing something a little bit different and I'm setting up a fox trap. So I thought I'd bring you along and show you how I set it up. So bear with me a moment, we'll see some time-lapse footage now. I'm going to set the trap up and then I'll go through and explain what I'm doing and why I do it. Now it's set up. Right, so trap is set up. Now I'll go through quick basics of how this trap works. It is a baited hook system. You see I've got a chicken drumstick on the hook, runs up to a pulley system to the front of the cage, and then I have a double door drop system. So when the bait goes off, I'll just try and film this as best I can with one hand. Okay, so we have an inner door and an outer door. The reason being why I designed it this way was so that when that inner door comes up, it gets stuck on the front door and the fox, trying to use my foot, can't actually pull it back to get out. That and it's fighting against the weight of the inner door to try and get out from under there. So far it's been pretty effective. I haven't had any foxes escape, to my knowledge anyway. If we go to the other end now, you'll see, watch the front doors as I push on the hook. Doesn't take a lot of pressure. You've got that leverage from the hook being so low. Seems to be pretty effective. Anyway, so what I've done is, what I do, as you can see, I've dug the ground out in me time-lapse footage, and I've put the dirt that I've dug out back on the bottom and leveled it out as flat as I can. Reason for this, and what I've noticed and what I've seen other people do and what I've discovered myself, is that fox is more likely to go inside the trap if it cannot feel the trap floor. Now, I know some other guys too, they like to cover theirs with a tarp. I haven't done that and I seem to be doing all right. I mean, look, the only reason I would do it is if I was worried about the fox getting through to that bait from the outside of the cage. But again, it hasn't been an issue. Usually what I'll do, and I might even try and find something here before I go, is I might put some shrubbery up against the side of the cage just to be 100% sure that the fox can't get to the bait. Otherwise, it's usually just left how it is. On the back of the cage there, if I can find it, I just have a little bit of mesh that slides in, locks into the trap, which I use. That's not how it goes in. I'm just leaving it like that for the sake of the video. So I slide it in, run some cable ties around it just to be sure that the fox can't get out of there, but it's pretty damn tight, so I don't like its chances. Yeah, so that's basic setup. So I'm going to set a trail cam up over here somewhere, maybe next to the lawnmower, just so we can try and get some footage of if and when the trap finally does catch something. Moving on to the bait. So the bait that I use, and I seem to have quite a bit of success with, is a chicken drumstick, just a raw chicken drumstick, which I put through the hook. And the reason why I use the drumstick particularly is because it's got that bone, that small skinny bone. I think it's the, I don't know if it is, but the, gosh, what's that tendon I'm thinking of? Damn it, I had it on the way in here. What's it called? Thigh bone, yeah. And what's connected to the back side of that? It's like a tendon. Gosh, that's completely escaped my mind. I'm going to think of it. I'm going to put it in here as a title, a subtitle rather, when I do think of it. I'll probably even think of it as this video goes on. Anyway, moving on. So I put it in because it's got that little bone. You can run the hook between the two, and while the bone is, well, while the piece is still raw, it's quite strong. You don't have to worry about it breaking off. But what I like to do, you can see I've run a cable tie around the bone and the hook, and then this isn't by design, but what I do is I run a cable tie through that cable tie, that one, up and then through that hole just there in my crappy welding, and it's just like a bit of a safety net in case the bone happens to fall off. Now you might have noticed too, there's some crumbs running through the trap, and that is the good old Kentucky Colonel. Reason why I do that is I only usually do it when I've got leftovers, but my reasoning is I use this breadcrumbs. So I mash it up, I rub the raw chicken in it, because the idea is once the fox has got a taste for it out here, where I've just very sparingly thrown some crumbs around, it'll come in and it'll still recognize the scent and it'll take the bait. But what I do is I do it sparingly out here, like very lightly crumbing. There's a couple of pieces just over here, more around the entrance, and you can see a couple of thicker pieces that gets into the trap. And again, it's like, you know, this is your entree, and then you're building up to an appetizer or whatever, and then this is your main course up here. So that's what I'm aiming for with this fox trap. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my fox trapping setup. I'm going to set the trigger now, and then I'm going to leave it. I'm going to let the property owner know that's here and it's ready, baited and hooked, ready to go. And if they can just keep an eye on it for the next couple of days and give me a shout if they do happen to see something in it, and I'll come out immediately and take it away to be disposed of. Just for reference, when I say lightly set the trigger, a bit hard to see, but hold on, let me just turn my torch on. Yeah, you can see that is literally only just sitting inside that eyelet. But if I give it a tap, it's not going to set itself off. It's only going to go off when that fox grabs that bait. So yeah, the reason why I'm doing this trap is because, as you can see in the background, you've got chicken pen, and you might be able to see on the ground over there, yeah, particularly up there, there's some feathers. So the owner has lost a number of chickens overnight, and I thought, while it's chicken's fresh on the menu, I need to get out here ASAP and set the trap up. Problem is, it's in the middle of town, in case anyone's wondering. So got to use the trap, and hopefully we can get him. There's probably a number of them around. I've seen a couple when I've been down at the weir fishing across the river. You catch eyes of an evening, and yeah, so they're very present. So we'll see what we can do. Let's see if we can trap one first. If we're successful, we'll take it away, bring it back, and see if there's a couple of other ones hanging around the area. And I'll probably do this for a week or two, maybe out to a month, depending on how my success rate is. If it's overnight success, well, then I'll just bring it straight back. If it seems to be hanging around for a week, then I'll take it away when it catches it, or I'll come back and rebait it. So we'll see. So anyway, it's a Sunday evening, just for anyone's reference. We'll leave it alone, go carry on, and who knows, we'll see how long it takes to get a phone call saying we got a fox. Oh, I've got to just set that game camera up first, so we'll do that and then we'll get on the way. One other thing I just realized, which I forgot to mention, I have set a game cam up, but it's saying it can't read the card. So I don't know if we're going to get any footage from that. I don't know if it's just because there was nothing on the card. I don't know what to expect. So when I come back out, there's either going to be some game cam footage in this video or there's not. I'm only going to find out when I come back out to pick up this trap. So yeah, bit of bonus content, maybe, maybe not. We're going to find out. Alright, so this is a day 2 check-in. I just happened to be in town and thought I'd come in and check on the trap. So outside wise, all the breadcrumbs I've left behind, the KFC popcorn chicken, has been eaten. Moving into the trap, it's also something's eaten it from the inside as well. The bone, the drumstick, however, does not look like it's been touched. There appears to be a few, if I can focus on them, appears to be some European wasps hanging around in there. So what I'm going to do, I've brought out fresh drumstick. We're going to take that one out. I'm just going to break it up. I'm going to use it as some breadcrumbs sort of leading back into the trap and then into the fresh drumstick. I did also see over here, found one of the remains of one of the chickens. Not pleasant, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw that into the trap as well. Hopefully it might just help bring it in. We'll see. Anyway, I'll be back in town again tomorrow, so I'll just stop by, check on it. Otherwise, yeah, I've asked the owner if he can just let me know if there's any activity around it, but I'll check the trail cam as well while I'm here. Still don't know if there's any footage on it. We'll find out just now. But yeah, alright. Let's get set back up and we'll check in again in a couple of days. All right, day 3, everyone, and we got him. So there he is. I asked the landowner if he could just put something in front of the trap just to also deter it from trying to escape, and they've gone above and beyond for me. So yeah, he's not too happy, but he would have had a bit of shade at least. I'm going to move all this, get him loaded up on the ute, and we'll take him away and get him euthanized. Well, that was a successful fox trap. It took 3 days to get the fox to take the bait. Day 2, I just happened to be in town and thought I'd stop in and check the trap. I've reset the bait and all the breadcrumbs. Well, the breadcrumbs had been eaten, the bait had been attacked by European wasps, so it was probably a good thing I did stop in and check it. Just put a fresh drumstick on, same way I did at the start of the video, and yeah, by 8 AM this morning, I had a message from the homeowner saying that there was a fox in the trap. So I got here as soon as I could this afternoon, and yeah, took him out to a nearby property that I have permission to shoot on, and just put him down and just did a bit of housekeeping and put him out of sight, out of mind kind of situation. Look, I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while actually, is record from start to finish how I do trapping. It's not something I do a lot of these days. It's sort of more if I get a call out of the blue from someone in a situation like that where they're in a built up area and you can't shoot, that I'll say, okay, well, hey, look, I'll bring the trap out, we'll set it up and see if we can't catch this bugger. And yeah, look, I've had times where it's taken a month to catch something. I've had overnight success in my very own backyard. I have caught a fox overnight, and when I say backyard, I mean over the fence to my backyard, which is a very open area, still part of the same property, or same block rather. It's in a small rural town, and yeah, so overnight success there, and I just put the trap back out, and it was out for another 5 days, and on the 5th day at lunchtime actually there happened to be a fox in the trap. So yeah, look, it's just one of those things, you know, you've just got to be patient and also be persistent. Find what works, and like I've seen guys that use fox piss, dog piss, anchovies, sardines, all sorts of things, KFC even, as I've shown you. It's just about finding what seems to work, and I feel like I'm onto a pretty good thing here. So look, if it can help you out, I encourage you to try this. It seems to be a very common practice what I've done, considering what I've seen in other videos. But yeah, look, the proof is in the pudding. 3 days later we had a fox, so it works. Anyway, look, like I said, I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's something a little bit different to my usual going out shooting, and something I've been wanting to do for a while. If you've enjoyed it, please let me know, and yeah, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and you'll see me in the next video. Thanks everyone.